So the story in Prototype 2 is actually, well, it's fairly simple, but it's actually interesting. You've got Sergeant James Heller, who actually gets infected with the prototype virus from Mercer himself. But you're probably wondering, well, why did he get infected? Well, see, apparently his wife and kid got killed, and he blames Mercer, and he is pissed. So he just goes like, this guy's a badass, goes charging in like, I'm just going to take Mercer out, which it's just not possible. You know, he's just a human. But he gets infected, and next thing you know, Mercer's telling him, hey, you know, I didn't kill your family. And then you're going after Blackwatch and kind of working with Mercer. Now, there's some twists and there's some turns throughout the story, which actually the story really keeps things interesting in this one, unlike Prototype 1. So I had a really good time with the story.
Yeah, I agree. As long as you don't take it serious, you just go in, you have fun, get ready for more cursing than you'll probably ever hear in your life. It's a fun game. It's like a B-rated movie, so it's a lot of fun with the story.
First, you need...
I'm pressing the red button. Shit. Now the screen's all fucked up. Shit's broken.
Okay, press the alternate key. ALT alternate.
Alt. There's no fucking alt. I got a fucking squiggly line key. I got a fucking key with a triangle on it. What the fuck kind of keyboard is this anyway?
Oh, James, calm down. There should be a button with a blue square on it.
Okay.
So the graphic-wise, I think the game definitely improved in some aspects. The character models by far better than in the first one. Especially James himself looks better than Mercer did in the gameplay section. Also, the new cinematic graphics look really great, and I can't complain. I like the whole black and white thing going on. And I really, besides the fog in the way, kind of to balance out the whole, oh, there's no draw distance, I didn't really have a problem with the graphics. I'm not saying they're amazing. They're not on like something like a Grand Theft Auto Infamous level, but they look pretty good for me, and there's a lot of shit going on at once.
Yeah, and I gotta say, yeah, for what they're doing and accomplishing, the world is still really huge. There's actually more details than in the first. You've got, you know, a weather system, you've got rain, it's nighttime, daytime, and then you've got the different continents, and they've just got a lot more details with people running around, bums everywhere, trash, and there's just, when the action gets crazy, it gets crazy. The only thing I notice is sometimes when there's too much going on, I notice a slight stutter or lag, but it's not a big deal. But other than that, I mean, it's just a slight improvement over the original. Alright, so the combat in Prototype 2 is actually just kind of more refined than the combat in Prototype 1, and that's what this game is actually really all about. It's you know, there's missions and everything, but the core element of gameplay here is combat, and whether it succeeds or fails, and it succeeds, and it actually improves upon the originals. You've got a lot of the main weapons from the original, like the tendril and the hammer fist, and you know, you've got your sword-like type of move, and the combat is just as visceral as ever and bloody and gory, which is just a thing that Prototype seems to sell and sell well. Now, it's like a mix between the tendrils and like a powerful weapon, this new thing. And you just throw this out there, and if you charge it up, it actually sucks a bunch of items and enemies into the other person, and it's just awesome. And that's one of my favorite new weapons in the entire game, even though it's like probably the only new weapon, but it's my favorite.
Yeah, and it definitely, I think what feels great about Prototype, one of its great things, even in the first game I always get credit for, is the movements. You're just always moving quick. You're jumping over shit without even, you know, trying. You kind of jumping over buildings, cars, and you don't have to click any crazy buttons. You just move. You move forward. And he moves really awesome. He jumps across buildings. He's kind of like the Hulk, but smaller. And what's great about this is it still has all that stuff like the gliding, though they changed it. I know some people are like dying of a heart attack over it, but I think that the gliding works really well. It's easy to move around the city, and it's always fun to kind of just explore the city and find all the little secrets, because it's actually fun to move in this game.
Yeah, and with that, the missions, the main missions in the game themselves are, they still kind of break down into the same similar vibe, but I think they do a better job of pacing with the story, with the cutscenes, with the missions. You're still taking over people, you're still sneaking into facilities, you're still going in and taking out layers and meeting these interesting characters along the way, but the game just has a better way of presenting it to the player than in the first, and you can really tell that they have refined the missions and the side quests throughout the entire game.
Oh yeah, definitely with the stealth too. I don't know about you, but in the first game that drove me insane. And in this game, it's just so much easier. It's actually fun to stealth in this game.
Exactly.
5011, this is Red Crown. Sending coordinates now.
The specimen is loose! Specimen is loose! Where do you think you're going?
And real fast, the side missions themselves are actually pretty fun in this game, though they are repetitive. Some people are like, oh, you do the same thing. But really, I'm just doing them to level up my guy and then go, wreak havoc on the city. So to me, they're actually fun because I'm using all my powers on those side missions. And I think they change it up a bit, and it's actually fun releasing, crazy beast on people or just sneaking into base and killing everybody. It's pretty fun to me, and it's all really kind of to level up Heller.
Yeah,
To kill Mercy.
I get them mixed up so much. And what I like to say too is that they, instead of just getting experience points and leveling up, they did it so that now you have to run around and either kill out a certain group of scientists or find these black boxes or go and take out this enemy, and all of a sudden you take out this guy with a rocket launcher, and next thing you know, it's like your rocket launcher ability handling has gone up. So instead of it just being like a points thing, they actually make it so you're involved in going out in there and actually getting something for doing what you're doing. You're basically instantly rewarded for going out and it's searching. And I also really like the sonar radar thing that you click in, because once it shoots that pulse wave out, whatever direction it comes back, that's the direction your enemy is. As you get closer, it gets easier to pinpoint where that location is, and I really like that feature as well.
Yeah, and just one more thing I want to know about the gameplay. It definitely feels more cinematic. Dodging in this game looks awesome. It's simple, A button, but just like Batman, you feel like a badass when you're dodging in this game. The consume, a lot of them are from the first one, but who cares? They always look awesome. So that's a lot of fun to actually watch. So in cinematic-wise, the game definitely stepped up, but there was really none of that in the first game.
Now that right there, that is the shit.
So Prototype 2 definitely took me by surprise, the same way Prototype 1 did, but this time in a good way. I totally expected to hate this game. I gotta be honest, just like Prototype 1, I thought it was decent at best. Prototype 2 comes out, I'm playing, and for some reason, nothing drastically changed, but all these little improvements just make the game a lot more fun, more interesting, especially with the story. It took me about 10 to 12 hours, I'd say, to do the main story. Now, I did a good amount of side missions, but definitely not all of them. So if you were to do all the side missions plus the main story, I could easily see 15 to 18 hours, just depending on, your style of gameplay, if you like to sneak around a lot. The game is just really fun. Are there problems? Yeah, the story's, a little predictable. It's kind of corny at times, but it's just fun as hell. Are the graphics the best? Well, no. But they're still decent, and the art design is definitely unique to that series. Is the gameplay the best? No, there's still problems. It's still repetitive. There's a little glitches over here. Some of the powers don't want to work when they should. Stuff like that. But guess what? When you improve all these little things, make it more fun, faster pace, and more interesting story, that really works to its benefit. And I have to say, Prototype 2 is probably the biggest surprise to me in a long time. One of the most fun games I had this year. And I hope to see, a Prototype 3 now. Just keeping that fun, maybe increasing the cinematic feel, maybe adding a lot more powers, and then we'd get even a better game.
Yeah, and boy, did you hate the first one. So, being a fan of the first one, even though it had problems, it kind of, it warms my heart to hear that you enjoyed this one so much more. And yeah, honestly, coming as a fan from the first, I was a little apprehensive. I liked the first, but was wondering if they'd do enough, if they'd do not enough to improve. And like you said, they really kind of just did little improvements here and there. But those little improvements actually went a far way. Little extra details in the environments, a little bit of extra combat, making combat a little bit better, just making the story more involved. Just like you said, a little bit of things here and there. And it really made a game that had problems in the original step it up a bit. And like you said, it still has problems. Every game has problems, but the fun factor is here, and that's what we play video games for, guys. The fun factor. And if you like a bloody good fun time, and you like the guy who cusses like a freaking sailor.
Oh,
Just
does he?
is a sarcastic ass the whole way. I mean, if you got a sense of humor and you like blood, gore, combat, and exploration, you're gonna have a fun time with this. Now, again, the action's crazy sometimes. You got stuff just going. Sometimes you're just like, I need to fly away. I need to get out of here to reassess what the hell's going on. But overall, the game is just a blast. The story's entertaining. The combat is visceral and fun and bloody. And yeah, I mean, I can't, as a fan of the first, I can say that, damn good job, Activision and Radical Entertainment. Damn good job.
Yeah, definitely Radical. Activision, you still suck. Just kidding. Still pick up Infamous 2 over Prototype 2. I'm just kidding. I really did like Prototype 2. Anybody who's even a fan of the first should love this one, or at least enjoy it as much. Anybody who didn't like the first, I say give it a try. Everybody I've talked to who didn't like the first that much is enjoying 2 a lot more. So at least rent it. Give it a chance.
Yeah, give it a chance, guys. And if you didn't know I was back, I'm back. Slasher JPC, woo!
He's back. Did you know that? Well, now you know. In case you didn't.
Suckers.
The link's on the bottom. I'm just going to tell him real fast. The link's on the bottom so you can check out Slasher's channel. Some people are asking what his new channel is. I guess my first 5 videos when he made his new channel like 2 years ago didn't get through yet. So just check out the link on the bottom. Subscribe to him. Check out, he's even doing a walkthrough of Prototype. So if you really have no money and you don't have Gamefly and you don't know what Blockbuster is, you could go watch it. Definitely check his channel out.
I love you guys.
He loves you.
What he's up to. Put a stop to it. And then I'ma smash his fucking pretty face.